Greetings, I'm John Setzler. Welcome back to the Kamado Joe Cooking Channel. Today we are going to work up a recipe from this book. This is Adam Perry Lang's Serious Barbecue. I highly recommend this book. This book is not really a beginner's cookbook. It's more for people who have got a little bit of time under their belt on the grill, but this book teaches you a lot of things about how to really bring some new flavor profiles to your grilling. So today we are going to do one of Mr. Lang's grilled pork tenderloins. So let's get started. We're going to get started on this pork tenderloin here. I've got a pork tenderloin here that weighs about 2¼ pounds. This one's still a little bit frozen, but that's okay. We're going to make a brine for this, so let's get started on that. Okay, to start out our brine here, I've got 1 tablespoon of crushed red pepper flakes, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of boiling hot water to that and mix those up just a little bit, and we're going to let those steep and rehydrate there for about 10 minutes. Okay, now we're ready to mix up our brine. I'm going to start out with 4 cups of peach nectar, 2 cups of water. Next we're going to add our hot pepper flakes, our crushed red pepper flakes, 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar, 1/4 cup of kosher salt, 1 tablespoon of freshly ground black pepper, and I've got 4 cloves of finely minced garlic. And we're going to whisk all that together until the sugar and salt dissolves. Okay, the next thing I've done is I've put my pork tenderloin in a large Ziploc bag, and we're just going to dump the brine in the bag right on top of all that, and then we're going to seal this bag up, put it in the refrigerator, and you want to let this marinate for at least 2 hours, but I recommend overnight if you can do it. First thing we're going to do here is I'm going to light up 2 of our Kamado Joe fire starter cubes in here. We're going to set up for some 2-zone cooking. I'm going to have a hot side over here on the left, a cool side on the right. So I'm going to let these fire starters burn here with the lid open for about 10 minutes. After we get our fire going, I've set my divide and conquer flexible cooking system rack in place, and on the left side I've got a half moon grill grate in the lower position. I've got a heat deflector in the lower position on the right side, and I've got the other half of my half moon grill grate in the upper position here, so we can have a cool zone and a hot zone for cooking. So we're going to let the grill come up to somewhere between 450 and 500 degrees in the dome, and I'm going to achieve that by leaving the bottom vent fully open, and I'm going to leave the daisy wheel on the top vent fully open, and I'm going to close it about 3/4 of the way, and we'll let the grill come up to temp. And if we need to make any adjustments, we'll just close this more to cool it down or open it more to warm it up if needed. While our grill's warming up, we're going to make our seasoning rub that's going to go on this pork tenderloin. We're going to start out with 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of dried mustard, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of garlic salt, 1 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, and another teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and we're just going to give this a good mix. Okay, now that our dry rub's made, we're going to make our glaze. We're going to start out with about 1 cup of peach preserves. We're going to add 6 tablespoons of melted butter. I've got 4 more cloves of finely minced garlic that I minced on the microplane grater. We're going to add about 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, about a tablespoon of fresh rosemary leaves, and then we're going to squeeze in the juice of a half of a lemon. and then we're going to give all that a good mix. Okay, I've taken my pork tenderloin out of the brine, and the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to coat it up with a nice liberal coat of the seasoning rub that we made. We're going to coat it all the way around. We're going to pat that on. We're going to get the sides and flip it, get the bottom. And after we get a nice coat of that rub on there, we're going to let this sit for about 15 minutes. Okay, we're ready to go to the grill now. Our grill is nice and hot, so I'm going to take this pork tenderloin and we're going to set it over here on the hot side of the grill, and we're going to constantly flip this thing. We're going to roll it and turn it constantly until we get a nice char on the outside. So we're just going to kind of move it around, keep it moving. Okay, I've taken my glaze and put it in a flat pan, and after we start to get some char on the outside of this tenderloin, we're going to bring it over here and we're just going to roll it in our glaze, give it a good coat, and then we're going to go right back to the grill with that. We're going to put it right back over the hot coals, and we're going to keep turning it just like we were. As you can see here, this package I had is actually two, and they separate apart. Like I said, mine was still just a hair on the frozen side. So we're just going to keep turning these, and then we're going to go back and forth to the glaze and just keep rolling those in the glaze. Just keep giving these a coating of the glaze as we cook. And then we take these right back to the grill. We're going to do that several times during this cook. And once we get that char that we're starting to look for there, get a good char on the outside, we're going to move these over to the indirect side of the grill. And once we're on the indirect side of the grill, we're just going to baste these guys again with a little bit of our glaze, and we're going to close the lid and let these continue to cook till we get about a temperature of about 145 degrees inside. Okay, these guys are ready to come off. They're probing about 145 degrees internally, so we're going to take these off and rest these for a few minutes. Man, I wish you guys could smell these things. They smell outstanding. I'm going to take the larger of the two here, and we're going to cut into it. Man, that is just super tender. You see in there? Wow. I'm going to take a slice off of that, and we're going to do a taste test. Okay, I'm going to cut that big one in half there, and we're going to have a taste of this. Oh man. Folks, this is absolutely fantastic. You're going to have to give this a try. The pork tenderloin is the filet mignon of the pig, so give this a try. This meat's super tender, super juicy. It has a fantastic flavor from that dry rub and the peach and rosemary glaze that we put on there. Phenomenal. Join us on Facebook, facebook.com/Kamado Joe, and leave us a comment on this video. Let us know what you think. Give it a try. Till next time, it's John Setzler with Kamado Joe Cooking Channel.